Dear students, in this lecture, we will see how Maxwell modified Ampere's law. It was this important discovery that led to the idea of electromagnetic waves. Hertz made use of this modified Ampere's law to make the first ever antenna, and then rest is history. A branch of engineering, thousands of jobs, all got created by the concept of electromagnetic waves. Maxwell saw the Ampere's law and its inadequacy. Ampere's law I showed you in my previous lecture is given by here line integral of magnetic flux density around a closed path is equal to mu times current passing through the surface enclosed by this path. Correct? Suppose if this is magnetic field line, if this is dl, okay, if I integrate vector b around this closed path, that is equal to the current penetrating through this surface. Current piercing through the surface. This looks like Gauss law. In differential form, del cross by using curl theorem, I write mu j. Correct? This is differential form of Ampere's law. This is integral form. How did I write this? I know from Stokes' theorem, line integral of a vector around a closed path is equal to surface integral of the vector around the surface bounded by this path. Okay? So del cross B ds, I is current is j dot ds. Correct? Is it clear to you? So now, what is j? I by area. So current is j into area. But look at this Ampere's law. Suppose if I take divergence on both sides. If I take divergence on both sides, Ampere's law leads to a conclusion like this. Divergence of this is equal to mu into del dot j. We know divergence of curl is 0. So left hand side is 0. Mu into del dot j is equal to 0, or divergence of current density is 0. This is a result that is obtained from Ampere's law. But this result contradicts equation of continuity. Divergence of current density is not always 0. Suppose if you have a conductor connected to a steady current supply, charge entering is equal to charge coming out. Divergence is 0. But suppose if you have a capacitor like this, and there is a dielectric medium between the two plates of the capacitor, insulator, and now charge entering this circuit is not equal to charge going out of the plate. Correct? So it looks there is some inadequacy. Maxwell modified this law to include both steady current situation or AC current situation, alternating current situation. Correct? So we will see that. First we will see what is equation of continuity. Equation of continuity deals with law of conservation of charge. It looks like Kirchhoff's law. Equation of continuity. This is law of conservation of charge. Okay? In fluid dynamics, we know equation of continuity, law of conservation of mass. What is equation of continuity? Suppose I have a conductor, okay, connected to a steady current source, DC. So conventional current is in this direction. Correct? Now imagine some volume inside this conductor. Okay? Imagine this volume, cylindrical volume in the conductor. Okay? At some point of time, let us say some charge enters this volume. And we all know, since this is steady current, same amount of charge goes out. Correct? So now I know I is equal to dq by dt. Now I want to know charge entering this junction volume and charge going out. Correct? In a steady circuit, current is steady, charge entering will always be equal to charge going out. Now, what is the equation to represent this charge flow? See here, suppose, imagine a situation like this. Imagine a water tank containing water. Let us say 100 liters of water is stored in this tank. Correct? Now, I have a tap here and I collect 10 liters of water in this from this. Okay, I open the tap, I collect 10 liters. Correct? Now, what happens to the water inside this? When water outflows this tank, that is always accompanied by decrease in charge, decrease in water in the tank. Correct? I had 100 liters, now I have taken 10 liters, so remaining is 90 liters. Whenever water flows out of a tank, it is always accompanied by decrease in net quantity in the water in the tank. Now, how do I say it? Outflow of water is equal to decrease in the amount of water in the tank, or divergence of water. Net outflow is always accompanied by decrease in amount of water in the tank. Suppose if you say whatever water that comes out, I repump it, I connect it to a pump and send it back to this, then water flowing out is equal to water entering. So net outflow, if there is outflow, there is inflow, so there is no change, same level is maintained. Correct? This is also a situation similar to this. Imagine some charge flows out of this, okay, this face, some charge is flowing out of this. How much charge is flowing out? Suppose if some charge flows out of cylindrical volume, correct, then outflow amount of charge flowing out, this should be equal to what? Water that is flowing out should be equal to decrease in the amount of quantity in this. This is always accompanied by, see here, decrease in charge in the volume. Correct? If charge flows out of this volume, it should naturally be accompanied by decrease in charge. Suppose if it is connected to a power supply, then some charge may come in, some charge goes out. There will be a steady state, but imagine if there is some charge taken out, so it should immediately be accompanied by decrease in charge. So amount of charge flowing out, how do I write it? Charge is equal to current into time. Current is J by A. See here, J is I by A. So current is J into A. So there I write divergence of J. Look at this. Amount of charge flowing out is given by del dot J. Outflow. What is J? Current density. What is del dot J? Amount of charge flowing out. This is the importance of divergence definition. This is equal to decrease in charge. How much? See here, final charge. See here, Q, whatever that is remaining in the final stage after the removal of charge, by T minus, see here, Q initial by time. Correct? Outflow of charge should be equal to decrease in the charge inside this volume. Initial charge is this, final charge is this, initial charge is this. So difference of final and initial charge in the volume gives me change. So now I continue with this here. Therefore, del dot J is equal to, now what is charge? How can I write? Charge per unit volume into total volume. Correct? Is it clear? This is charge per unit volume into total volume is rho V. Now minus by T minus charge per unit volume into total volume initial charge. In terms of volume charge density, I am writing how? Q is equal to rho V into dV. Correct? So This is final charge. This is minus initial charge. This can be written as minus dou rho by dou t. Is this clear? Please observe this. We have final, when a charge flows out of a volume, it is always accompanied by decrease in charge inside the volume. So now I got del dot J is equal to change minus dou rho by dou t. This is called as equation of continuity. If the volume is unit volume, this dV won't exist, correct? Charge per unit, I've taken a unit volume. So per unit volume, if some charge moves out, that is always accompanied by decrease in charge. So please observe this. This is charge flowing out, remaining final charge remaining after the flow. This is charge that was initially available. So you got equation of continuity now. This is always applicable. If there is a charge flowing out of a volume, then that must be accompanied by charge decrease in the charge in the volume. Now the question is, in sometimes if you connect the conductor to DC, outflow of charge is equal to inflow. So I'll take two cases now. See here. Case 1. For a steady circuit, steady current situation. Circuit means you have a conductor. See this? Right? Connected to a constant current source. Suppose if you imagine a volume here, if current is flowing, if some charge flows out, you have the battery supplying the same amount of charge. Current through the circuit is constant. So in this case, if you apply equation of continuity, see here, del dot J is equal to minus dou rho by dou t. Why minus sign? It is always when charge flows out, it is always accompanied by decrease in the charge. If the charge flows inside the volume, then it will be plus. Now here, rho is constant. In this problem, rho is constant. Charge per unit volume is not changing. Correct? In this volume, charge flowing out in a DC circuit is equal to charge entering. So rho is constant. Divergence is 0. Del dot J is 0. Please go back to Ampere's law. Ampere's law led to this result. Do you remember this? Del cross B is equal to mu J. Take divergence on both sides. Del cross B is equal to mu into del dot J. Correct? Divergence of curl is 0. Therefore, del dot J is 0. See, for DC current situation, for steady current situation, Ampere's law and equation of continuity give same result. Correct? In equation of continuity, if it is a DC situation, current in a charge inside a volume remains constant. It will not increase or decrease. If charge flows out, same amount of charge comes in, because this is a steady current situation. So both Ampere's law and equation of continuity give the same result. No problem with this. But now I will take alternating current situation. Okay. Now, if the circuit contains a capacitor, right? See here, case 2. Suppose if the circuit contains a capacitor, look at this. Two plates of the capacitor, a dielectric material between the plates, and now let us connect a DC source. Now charges flow, charges accommodate here, correct? But what happens to charge entering? Suppose if you imagine a Gaussian surface here, look at this, imagine this volume. Please imagine this cylindrical imaginary volume. Charge is entering during charging process. there is some charge entering. But what happens to charge going out of the plate? This is dielectric region. No charge is moving out. Correct? Charge continuously is deposited on the plate. Amount of charge entering the volume is increasing. It is like a water tank and you are putting water into the tank. No water is taken out. So when you add water into the tank, water level must increase. Suppose if you take water out of the tank, water level must decrease. So here charge is being added, but there is no charge moving out of the volume. So please look at the equation of continuity now. Del dot J is equal to minus dou rho by dou T. Now this del dot J inflow charge is added, right? This is not equal to 0. Rho is increasing, correct? Before adding the charge it was rho. Now more charges, rho has increased, correct? So remember, suppose if you have a capacitor in a circuit, then equation of continuity says divergence of charge. Either if charge moves out of a plate, that is not accompanied by, that is always accompanied by decreasing charge on the plate, correct? Rho will remain constant only in a steady current DC circuit. But now in the case of a capacitor, see, charge entering the volume is not equal to charge going out of this volume. So right hand side is not 0. So Ampere's law, see here, del cross B is equal to mu J. Now if you take divergence of this on both sides, mu into del dot J, see here, this is always 0, del dot J is 0. Ampere's law says always del dot J is 0, but for this case, a capacitor situation, for a capacitor, divergence of charge is not 0, correct? If charge flows into the volume, charge increases. If charge moves out of the volume, it is accompanied by decreasing charge. It does not remain constant like in a DC circuit. Therefore, here you see Ampere's law and equation of continuity contradicting to each other. Maxwell said Ampere's law is more sacred than, equation of continuity is more sacred than this. So he said Ampere's law has to be modified such that it falls in line with equation of continuity. It is now for a capacitor situation, Ampere's law is not in accordance with equation of continuity. So what to do with Ampere's law? Maxwell said this equation should now be, right hand side of that Ampere's law should be added a new term. Okay, what is that new term? We will take it from equation of continuity. Okay, so this is the problem that led to the creation of electromagnetic waves. See here. So now modified Ampere's law, very important expression. Modified Ampere's law. Is it clear? Now see here. In this equation, now look at equation of continuity. Equation of continuity says outflow of charge, divergence of current density is equal to minus dou rho by dou T. Okay. Now from Gauss law, what is rho? Differential form of Gauss law. Del dot D is equal to rho. Correct? Therefore, I substitute this here. Del dot J, equation of continuity becomes minus of dou by dou T of del dot D. Okay? D is electric flux density. Now I take this side, left hand side. Del dot J plus dou by dou T of del dot D is equal to 0. I'll just rearrange it. Now see here, divergence of, see here, J plus dou D by dou T is equal to 0. Please understand this step. Now I will rearrange like this. Equation of continuity says this term is 0 irrespective of steady current situation or varying alternating current situation. So this is, looking at this result, Maxwell said right hand side of Ampere's law, the existing Ampere's law is del cross B is mu into J. Correct? He said the right hand side of the Ampere's law now should be replaced by this mu, here mu into J plus dou D by dou T. This is Ampere's modified Ampere's law. Is it clear? Why? How did this term was added? Maxwell noticed since divergence of this is zero according to equation of continuity. Suppose if I add a term called as dou d by dou t to the right hand side of Ampere's law. Now see here what happens. Take divergence on both sides. Take divergence on both sides. Okay, divergence of del cross B is equal to divergence of mu into J plus dou d by dou t. Okay, now divergence of a curl is zero. Divergence of curl is zero. Therefore, left hand side is zero. Mu into del dot J plus dou d by dou t is zero. Correct? Now, Ampere's law yields this result. Equation of continuity also yields the same result. So, they are in accordance. This was mathematical argument of Maxwell. The right hand side of the existing Ampere's law should be added with a new term, dou d by dou t. If you do that, if you take divergence of Ampere's law, you will get a result that is in accordance with the equation of continuity. So this made him to change the Ampere's law. So now what is the revised Ampere, modified Ampere's law? Modified Ampere's law is this. Here, this is modified Ampere's law. Del cross B is equal to mu into J plus dou d. Now, if you ask me what is dou d by dou t, this term, let us find out what is this term. D is charge per unit area, coulomb per meter square, correct? Unit, total flux by area, coulomb per meter square. T, time, seconds, correct? So this is D by T is coulomb per meter square per second. This is nothing but unit of J. J is I by A, coulomb per second. I is equal to Q by T, right? By area. So coulomb per meter square second. Please understand, D by T has dimensions of coulomb per meter square, that is nothing but Ju, current density. This is similar to current, but it is not called as current density. This is called as displacement current density. Dou d by dou t is said to be displacement current density. This is also a current. Please understand, all of you know J is conduction current, flow of electrons. This is not due to flow of electrons. What is this new type of current Maxwell is talking of? This current also produces magnetic field. Look at this. What is LHS here? Magnetic field. Correct? What is right hand side? Conduction current. We all know conduction, flow of current produces, flow of electrons produce magnetic field. But now Maxwell's discovery is to produce current, conventional current is one source, the other source is dou d by dou t, the oscillation of charges. What is this? Displacement current. What is D? Charge, time, rate of change of charge, rate of change of electric field. D is proportional to electric field. So this is equal to epsilon into dou E by dou t, correct? Dou D by dou t is equal to epsilon into dou E by dou t, because D is equal to epsilon naught E. What is dou E by dou t? Rate of change of electric field. What is E? Proportional to charge, correct? So finally, dou D by dou t means oscillation of charges. Oscillation of charges produces displacement current, produces magnetic field. This is the new universal law discovered by Maxwell. He showed that magnetic field is not necessarily produced by flow of current, but oscillation of charges leads to magnetic field. This current produced by oscillation of charges is called as displacement current density. Okay? So now, look at a capacitor now. Look at a capacitor and see how we can measure this displacement current density. Suppose if you have a capacitor, now connect it to an AC source, alternating current source. Charges on this keeps oscillating, right? Suppose if you connect it to DC, charge here is constant, it won't change. Suppose if you connect it to AC charge, This, for a fraction of a second, this will be positive, this will be negative. In the next fraction of the second, this is positive, negative, this is positive. So here, charges are oscillating. This is the volume where charges are oscillating. So here, displacement current is existing. This displacement current, dou d by dou t, produces magnetic field here. See this? There is a magnetic field produced here. This is the current passing through this area of enclosed by this big magnetic field loop, correct? There exists magnetic field between the plates of the capacitor that is connected to an AC source. That magnetic field is produced by displacement current density. There is no charge flow, but charges are oscillating on this plate that produces magnetic field, varying magnetic field. Now when magnetic field changes, we know electric field is produced. When electric field changes, we know magnetic field is produced. So you get electromagnetic wave here. So a capacitor connected to an AC source becomes an antenna, correct? What is an antenna? Which produces electromagnetic waves. So a capacitor connected to an AC source, charges are oscillating here. So dou d by dou t is non-zero. There is a displacement current between the plates of the capacitor. See, when the current reaches here, from there it is now conduction current only, correct? So the between the two plates of the capacitor, through the dielectric, the displacement current flows, correct? So this here, the capacitor across which charges are oscillating becomes the source of electromagnetic waves. When, see, this is plus, displacement current will be like this. When this is minus, displacement current will be in this direction. So oscillation of charges produces varying magnetic field, correct? So now if magnetic field increases like this in this plane,